Welcome everyone to another Stories from the Stars. Today I got a cool story for you. I wrote it myself. I may even turn this one into a novel. For today I just have the first chapter of this story entitled Morel's Cradle. Now this is a really cool science fiction story. It's very much inspired by Metroid Prime. Or you can think about like the whole Metroid universe. It's about exploring alien worlds. I don't want to say it's a collector, but this person is sent to investigate this planet and she has to find different alien life forms. And so we meet her on this alien world and she's going to try to meet some aliens and see what she finds. This is just the opening chapter of it. It may develop into a full novel, as I said. I'm not quite sure yet, but I think it's just a good look at some science fiction that I wrote. I really enjoyed writing it. Hope you guys enjoy the story and the cool visuals of this awesome Stories from the Stars for you. So sit back, relax, and enjoy our cool sci-fi adventure. Morel's Cradle by David Cardoso. Alone, isolated, abandoned, on a remote alien world. It wasn't always like this. The ship had crashed down a few days ago, and I had left it behind a few days ago. The craft was beyond repair. No communication, no way back. Avo would have to wait, if they heard back from me at all. There was no getting off the planet. So much for cataloging alien life, for adding to the ever-growing book of exobiology. Still, the council had their decree, and I would follow. Tomorrow, I will seek the truth of this world. I've set up camp, and I'm prepared for the long haul. There was no hope to return home. Maybe I can make a home of this place. The twin suns had broken the horizon line. Morning had come to Morel, and I gathered my belongings and set off in search for life. Morel, the name, held secrets. The planet held power. The search held promise. A world teeming with life. At least, I was promised a world teeming with life. The atmosphere was thick, plenty of oxygen and nitrogen. Back home, like Avo. My first wanderings, however, proved Morel to be a desert world. Stretching all around me were enormous trees of sand, spindly roots on the outside, the texture of cobwebs. In the distance, great rocky mountainous regions, pocked with barren gaps, as if vegetation had been stripped from its surface. Other regions appeared mottled with green, but as I approached, this too served another function of other deserts of other worlds. The baking heat from the surface gave rise to illusions. I did not know if the trees were alive or dead. Initial scans proved inconclusive. So far, it was desert all around me. Another oddity. This world didn't have clouds. I missed them already. I found myself imagining puffy white shapes and figures in the azure skies. Then, I saw the creature. The texture of its body resembled an almond. Delicate brown ribbons ran along its skin like rivers. I named it Ahavza, after a river on Avo. At first, I thought this Havza was one of my sky imaginings come to life. But this was no illusion. A mere 20 meters away, an alien being stood before me. This Havza had risen from one of the cracks in the brittle sands. It was aware of my presence and didn't seem disturbed. The creature took long, loping strides, then knelt. Waving a smooth palm over the rough sands, the creature seemed pleased. All the worlds I had seen before, and now before me, the latest and greatest of secrets. But was Morel willing to divulge more? Before I noticed, the creature was gone. I was alone once more with my thoughts and the cloudless skies. If I was to fulfill my mission, I would have to interact with this being and understand its ways. I approached the largest crevice. Like reaching into a spider-filled chasm, I risked reaching my hand in and getting bitten. Still, the mission was set, and for now at least, I had my target. I jumped in. The Havza was waiting for me. I had slid down a ravine into a subterranean grotto. The creature walked out from an overhang. Part avian, part enigma, initial scans proved it to be neither. Sometimes its movements were graceful, like a swan. Other times its motions were accompanied by fits and starts, with locust-like ticks and jitters. Bipedal, yet elegant, it approached and stood still for a moment. Wingless, but its mind full of flight. It wanted to speak to me. In the silence, in the undergrowth canyon, it spoke. Its lip parts did not move, beak-like with small mandibles at the edges. An unexpected arrival will precipitate great change. It looked at me as if I was the alien, which I was. And yet, in its look, there was a knowing there too. Lances of light filtered through the cracks above, bathing the underground canyon in orange hues. Somehow, I knew then it had been awaiting my arrival too. Had it also doomed my craft? Had it called me here? Such were my initial thoughts, but before I could ask questions, the Havza extended one of its long, gracile arms outward. I followed its gaze, and took in the grotto before me. It was verdant, lush, rich, dynamic, and full of life. Moss, shrubs, and trees of all shapes and manner of greens surrounded me. Many more Havza were gathered under the trees, and within the undergrowth. They were tending to plants, shrubs, and fruiting bodies. Some had clustered together under the largest tree, chanting and invoking something powerful and unseen. Here, under the crust of the planet, I had witnessed firsthand Morel's cradle, and I knew my journey had just begun. Morel was aware. The planet was alive. I was not alone. And that was Morel's Cradle, Chapter 1, a story from the star written by me. And I really like that story. I like the promise of this weird creature called the Havza. When I first wrote it, I envisioned like the Chozo or something, some kind of like bird-like creatures that this explorer finds, and they're very tuned with nature, and something unexpected is about to happen. It's a desert world initially, but under this canyon, she finds that there's a lot of life there and a lot of vegetation, and maybe something new will come out of the planet. And I just love that kind of visual there, and hope you enjoyed it too. So onward we go to maybe seeing more planets, more aliens, and I'll continue the story next time, and we'll see if our explorer will visit another world. Maybe she'll explore this one further, and we'll find out more on the story with Morel's Cradle. See what's going on next time. Hope you enjoyed that Stories from the Stars, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.